Hey guys, and welcome to another tutorial. Today, Ace will be showing you some new features in Trapcode particular. If you enjoy the video, please don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support Ace, you can become a patron and join the Discord using the links below. Comment below what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Hey guys, Ace here, and today we're going to be looking at 3 different ways to use some of the new features in Trapcode particular. Now we have fluid systems inside the program, so we can create some much more unique particle systems, and I'll show you guys my different methods on how to use it. So here's the first system that we're going to make is this spherical fluid. It's just kind of a ball of particles that are kind of morphing into negative gravity. And then we got this collision fluid, and it's kind of 2 beams of particles kind of colliding with each other in the middle. And lastly, I'm going to show you how to use this vortex field, which is kind of a way to create rings of particles using the aux system as well. So let's go and hop into our new comp, and I'll show you how to do each one. Okay, first things first, let's go ahead and add a solid into our composition. And I've already made a solid, so I can just go to my folder and drag that in. And I'm going to add particular, of course. Okay, and then we're going to actually go into our designer, and from here is where we're going to create our entire system, which I didn't do before, but I think is pretty necessary for using fluids. So first thing, for our spherical fluid, we're going to change our emitter type to sphere, and then I'm going to change the emitter size to individual. I'm going to increase the Z to let's try 1500, and then the X and Y I can leave the same, it's not too important. And I'm going to change our color to over life. I'm gonna use this preset right here. I'm actually gonna scoot this over like that, just because I like how it looks. So if you go over to your physics option right here, and we go to our physics model and change that to fluid, we are now working with a fluid. And if you press space, you can play and see in real time what the particles are doing. So first thing you're going to notice when you turn on your fluid is that it's going to create a white box for you to see the size of the region that's going to be affected, which is this value right here. So if I increase this value, the box will increase, and the particles inside this area will be affected. So I'm going to put that up at like 900, so it's almost doing the entire screen here. And then if you see this, look at this blue triangle. This is our buoyancy. Buoyancy is the tendency of an object to float. So if you put it on 0, they're just going to stay in place. If you put it on, let's put it on like 50, they're going to shoot up. So I'm going to put it on around 15. And I'm actually going to lower my emitter position. So if we go back here and go to our position value, I'm going to lower it just so we get a better view. And I'm also going to change the particles per second up to 700. Okay. So now we got this. As you can see, they're getting closer to what we want, but it's still not looking right. The particles are dying too quickly. My buoyancy, I might lower that just a little bit, but let's go to our particle, and I'm going to lower the feather. I don't really like feather. No. Let's go to particle, and let's increase the life to 7 seconds. And we're going to change the size to 2 and size random to 100%. So now every single particle is a different size, and they're much smaller, which I think looks a lot better. So let's go ahead and hit space and see what we have. And that's just about it. I'm going to show you one more option in physics for you to fine tune this. That's these options right here. Our fluid time factor will affect the speed of it. For this effect, I would keep it at 1. And the viscosity is the resistance for a fluid to flow. So if you increase it, it will not be as strong. It means like it's a thicker fluid, basically. Think of it that way. And then if you change this fidelity up, you can think of this as the complexity of the evolution. So the way the particles are morphing, if you increase this value, your computer will do more and more calculations to make the movements more natural. Now I went ahead and just adjusted these settings off screen just to speed things up here. Now if you want to go ahead and just copy these settings down and then play with them from there, you can do that. But yeah, once you're done messing with it, go ahead and hit apply or just hit enter. And then once you're in your composition, you can still adjust all of your settings. They're all still right here. You can go to you know, physics, and then fluid, and all the settings are still right there, and you can adjust it in your comp. So let's go ahead and make our next one here. Let's go ahead and add our solid and turn this one off. Add particular. Okay, go to designer, and this time we're going to create our collision particles, which is two beams kind of colliding with each other, and this effect's pretty interesting, has a lot of potential. So first thing you want to do is select your emitter type and go change it to box, and then we're going to change the position. I'm going to do over here to the left, and you can see where the relative position is looking at this little crosshair right there. I'm going to change the emitter size to individual. I'm going to just make it kind of compact a little bit. Z up to 1000. CX down some. Okay, about like that. And then I'm going to change the particle size down to 2. Size random, 100%. That's my personal preference. I really like that. And then I'm going to change the color to over life. And I'm going to use, let's use this preset right there. And next, let's go to our physics and change it to fluid. And this time, we're going to change our fluid force from buoyancy to in swirl to vortex ring right there. So if we just play this and see what's happening, it's a vortex ring that is pushing the particles up and through the center of it. So all we do is adjust this and we can shoot the particles in any direction that we want. So let's go ahead and rotate or tilt it 90 degrees. So now the particles are shooting that way. But they're kind of coming this way and they're going up. So let's go, we want it to only go horizontally. So buoyancy 0. And then we're going to change our vortex strength up all the way up to 400, which should be the max. Yes, 400 is the max. Now let's play this and just take a look. Okay, and next I'm going to increase the force region size of this just a little bit. I'm going to go up to, let's go to 800. So it's shooting a little bit further out. Okay, perfect. And then from here, all you do, and I would do this before increasing the particle count, by the way. All you do is go to this little drop down right here and duplicate the system. And while it's duplicated, I usually turn off the master just so I can render things a little bit faster. So you go to our system 2 and click on your emitter type and move the relative position. Keep in mind those crosshairs. You just scoot it all the way over here. You know, about there is fine. And then all you do is go to your physics, vortex tilt, and go to -90. And now these two particles are colliding with each other. And let's change the color of this one so we can see that. Well, let's just do this red and an orange. About there, that should be good. And let's play this. So now we have that. That's happening pretty violently. I might decrease the force on these a little bit, but that's the concept here. Let's go down to 300 on both of these. Okay. And another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change the particle type, the feather down to 0, the life up to 7, and the size up to 4. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Size 4 and no feather. And then that's pretty much it. You can increase the particle count to your liking. So like what I did, I had it on, I think I had it on probably about 700. I'm gonna put it on 1500 just so you can see what that would look like. 1500. Okay. And there's all sorts of different ways you could use this, because if you also decide to turn off one of these and, you know, just hit apply, now you have just one side of it and it's colliding with an unseen force. So you can be really, really creative with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Let's go ahead and hop in our last one and we'll call it a day. Okay, lastly, we've got our vortex ring to do. Add our particular, go to the designer, and we're gonna do box again. This one I'm going to make very large. I'm going to increase the Z to 1500 the X to 1920 by 1080, which is the size of the comp. And then from here, I'm going to go to our physics and go to fluid and change the fluid force to vortex tube. So this one, let's go ahead and play this. This one will create basically what it sounds like, a vortex or a hurricane, if you want to think of it like that. And what I'll do is I'll add an aux system on the particles, so as they travel, let's do that right now. Go to aux system and then continuously, and increase the particles per second up until there's streams like that. Let's play this so you can see. And from here, what you can do is you can increase the life of the particles, but you'll see that this will take very, very long to render because there's so much going on. So what I'll do for something like this is I'll decrease the particle count down to like 25, because I think you can get something looking nice without too many. All right, and I'm going to change the color of our particles to a blue. Let's do over life, and let's use this preset right here. Okay, and let's scoot this like this so you can see them a little better. Okay, and I'm also going to change the size over life preset, which is right here, to, let's use this one. I think that'll look pretty natural. Let's play this. I did notice that the aux system is starting off black and then turning blue. I kind of want it the other way around, so let's go switch those colors around, and I think it'll look a lot better. So let's just do this. The black over here. Okay, there we go. And I'm also going to change the blending mode, which is right here, to screen. Okay, so now we have this. And then what you can do with our physics is you can actually tilt our vortex tube with this value right here, and you can create a more in-depth sort of look. Let's go ahead and tilt it a little bit more. Okay, something like that is fine. And if we increase our region size for our vortex tube, you'll notice that the particles will also move much, much faster. So let's play this. So in case you don't want the particles to move that fast, what you can do is you can go to your physics and change this value right here, the fluid time factor, down. So if you change it to like 0.2, and let's play that, the animation will happen much slower, but I don't want it that low, so I'm gonna Control Z that. So that's pretty much it for the basics on fluid systems. I'm gonna go ahead and hit apply, and I'm gonna put on my depth of field. I did this in a tutorial before, but in case you guys did not see that, I'll go ahead and do it again. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a gradient ramp. Let's go ahead and solo this so it doesn't take an hour. So gradient ramp, and then pre-comp that gradient ramp, Control Shift C, do like this, and it doesn't matter what you name it, it doesn't matter. You don't even have to have the visuals on, just turn that off, because we're gonna add an adjustment layer, Control Y, and put on FL depth of field, which is right there. Okay, and now what you do is you change the depth layer to gradient, the composition that you just created, which I called gradient comp. And then you're going to click this select depth right here, click the center of your screen, and increase the radius. So it creates a much more natural look just from that alone. Now FL depth of field is something I would do very last, because as you can see, this takes very long to render. One last tip that I did forget to mention is that if you want things to take less stress on your CPU, you can go down to rendering right here and change it to GPU. I'm gonna do that for each one of these. And also another quick tip is if you ever notice that you don't have all of your settings in this window here, what you probably have the wrong system selected. So if you have a different system selected than other than the master system, you won't have all the settings. So click the master, and then you can change the render settings, because I just did that to myself. Also, one quick note about the spherical fluid, I flubbed on the settings, and I meant to lower the spherical size from 500 to 250. I went 250, 250, 1500, and that's how I got this. Yeah, just as you do this more, you'll learn and get more efficient and more creative. So play around with all these different settings that I showed you, and then some. We'll do more tutorials on these as honestly as I personally learn more, because this is so new. I think this came out like a month, maybe 2 months ago. So yeah, we'll learn together and keep on growing. So leave a like and subscribe if you guys really enjoyed, and leave a comment down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys next time.